this. Here we go. Dude, I literally had to let off the gas. It was such a, whoo, that head rush is amazing. Golly. So we're gonna do a warm start on about an 80-degree day, something like that right now. Yeah. This car was just driven for an hour, but Brandon's gonna go ahead and give it a start real quick. It's that whine though, man. All right, guys, we are here at the DFW Kings and Queens picnic. We are going to talk, this is Brandon, White Hot Horsepower. You guys need to go follow him. He is a huge part of Vet Syndicate, and he has this 70th anniversary Corvette right here that we're going to talk about. This thing is extremely stockish. So, stockish. And one of my favorite Corvettes around. So we're going to talk about this car right now. Stay tuned.
So I'm more of a less is more type guy.
Can't tell by your car, but
well, it's, you know, some people kind of go all out and they put the biggest, flashiest, craziest things on. I keep it a little more low key. I've put some carbon fiber on the inside, and then in the engine bay you'll see. So I've got my paddle shifters I've replaced. I put the Z button, I made that red.
I do like
and
that.
then the best touch that I think I did is this carbon fiber red dash kit. That's from Paragon. They did a limited run of like 400 pieces. It's not the bright red. I think that'd be too much. But the reason I chose this right when it came out, it blends in perfectly with the stitching. Agreed. On this Alcantara. It looks like it should have been OEM as part of the 70th. It could
certainly have been an option.
It's absolutely perfect. On the inside, I don't think I touched anything else. I left everything as is. Simple. It's a 3LZ 70th anniversary. Or 3LT, yes. 70th anniversary, so didn't really need to do much on the inside. Focused more on the engine bay and the exterior.
Well, it looks great. You did a wonderful job.
Yeah, thank you. Let's check the outside out.
Let's do it.
All right, so we'll start at the front. The very first mod I did on this, third time I ever drove the car, I got that guy.
Yeah, that was your first mod.
I already had a quote for PPF and everything, and third time I ever drove it on the way to a car show. Something flew over my windshield. I heard something and it hit the front of the car all the way down. Anyway, so the mods that I've done to the car, it's quite a few, but pretty simple, real subtle, just black, white, red accents. Yep. I replaced the 70th badging with the black decal. Blacked that out. Tow hook in the front. I have had to use it a couple times.
Yeah.
Front splitter in the carbon flash.
Who was that from?
You tell me. That was
it ACS?
It was ACS, the 5VM.
Yes.
Same thing with the side skirts.
Yep.
And if we touch to the back, ACS also, I put the
wicker bills.
The wickers on there.
Yep.
Perfect fitment on those. Couldn't be more thrilled. I like the Z51 spoiler. I'm not a big fan of the
high wing.
The high wing. And I wasn't going to splurge on a Z06 and try to pretend I was faking the funk with the Z06. So. Yeah. Those wickers add a little bit more aggressiveness to it.
I did like them. I had them on mine whenever I had the Z51
yep.
Spoiler, yeah.
Yep. I left the 70th badging on here for now. I'm probably going to actually debadge those because this one is crooked.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, it's angled down more.
Well done, Jim.
Yeah, little gems. So suspension, I have lowered this car basically a full 2 inches. BSP.
I hear 2 inches matter.
Full 2 inches. BSP Motorsports out of Frisco, Texas. So this is the coilovers are lower down, OEM coilovers, and I've got the Paragon collars.
Yes.
And the springs, and I lowered the OEM coils in the back all the way down.
Now, very important though, you have the front end lift.
I do have the front end lift. I would not recommend lowering full 2 inches without the front end lift and or the Magna Ride.
Yeah.
Both of those things make it very livable, daily drivable.
Yeah.
I've had to save a few more locations inside the car on, you know, railroads and things like that that I need to raise it up. Other than that, it rides very similar to a daily drive OEM car.
Let's see what it looks like, just the way it sets in the front. Let's look at the height right there.
Yeah.
It's not terribly low. I mean, it's low, but it's almost like C6 low.
It's got some clearance.
Yeah.
We'll insert a little. I'll raise it up.
Yes.
You know, from the inside, and you can kind of see it.
There
you
you
can
go.
do maybe a side from the
Yes,
tire.
that would be.
And then I'll drop it down.
That would be awesome.
But it still has about 2 inches of functionality, even though I've lowered it a full 2 inches. From all the reading that I've done, the Magna Ride, it just starts at a different height, but it maintains all of the, you know, whatever it is, 1,000 times a second or whatever.
Right.
So
yes, as it scans the road.
you don't lose any ride quality.
Nice.
There is a little bit of a rougher ride, but I mean, it's nominal.
Cool.
It's marginal difference.
Yeah.
So this is the 5VM from ACS.
And I like the wheels. Very nice.
The wheels are from Forged Light.
Yes.
Amazing wheels. I love them. They're
What color is this?
fully forged, the carbon flash.
Carbon flash. Okay.
Yep.
That's what I
It's the
thought.
only thing I didn't clean today, so they're a little bit dirty.
Mine are filthy, and I did clean them. And
But
you got the
I
AWE
went up to 21s in the back,
and 20s in the front.
20s in the front, so
21 and 20?
that'll change a little bit of how it looks filling up the wheel well as well.
Yes.
And I went to Michelin Sport 4S's.
Okay.
Which on a 12 wide and a 9 wide in the front, so I went a little bit wider. They
Yes.
stretch
I
perfectly
see
over
that.
these to where it kind of wraps in, so you
Yep.
don't have to worry about bottoming out
Right.
or rolling the fenders in.
Right.
So it's worked perfect.
Well done. Like I said, no, you also did the touring exhaust or the track?
This is the AWE Touring exhaust.
Yes.
Which is going to sound a little bit different than yours, even though you have the same exhaust on yours, because number one of the blower, number two, I've got headers on here.
Okay.
So that's why it's got a little bit more beefiness to it.
Yes.
But black tips, same as you.
Yep.
I have blacked out the
Tail lights.
tail lights
Yeah.
and the reverse lights,
Yes.
which some people like, some people don't like. I personally, if you stand
I
back
do.
and you look at both of the cars, that white stands out.
Yes.
So I like the
Pretty sure I did that. No, I
Smoked
didn't.
look.
Mine are still white. I did the bottom. I
you
didn't
did the
I did
bottoms.
the top.
Steve,
Yeah, I need to do
Steve
both.
noticed that the other day too. He's like, "You did all of it, didn't you?"
Yeah.
I think because he caught his eye and he's like, "That looks good."
I know. I need to do it. I saw somebody else's, but I thought I had done both on mine. I
Yeah.
thought wrong.
Yep. No, it looks good. So let's see on the exterior. I think that's it.
Yes.
I also did rotors and brake pads.
That was a huge thing, and we'll talk about that in a minute as to why you did that.
Yeah. Have to
So-
do it.
Yeah. So what's the big thing?
The big thing. Some of you guys have seen my videos. The Instagram he left yesterday.
Yeah.
That's the big dog there. That's
Right there. Boost District Magnuson Supercharger.
Yep.
What is the horsepower you're putting down?
So it's about an extra 220 wheel horsepower. That's the 2650 blower from Magnuson.
Wow.
It's the biggest blower they offer. And I've got Fab Speed wrapped headers. And I've got the AWE touring exhaust to go with it. Still on stock cats. I didn't
Yeah.
even put high flow cats in there or anything. And it's, an extra 220 at the wheels.
Yeah.
It's a significant increase, number one, and as I say, the butt dyno, it's a significant
Right.
difference.
So
know.
because you added all this extra horsepower, you need to be able to stop better.
Yeah, and I knew that going in, so when I talked to Roshan from Boost District, I told him, I got to stop this thing,
Yeah.
and so I upgraded the rotors.
Are
These
they larger in size or are they the same size? Do you
I'd have
remember?
to double check.
Okay.
I'd have to double check on that. I know the brake pads obviously are better.
Yes.
And the discs, I think they're the same size discs, but the discs are curved slotted.
Yes. Yes.
So I personally think that's the best pattern
Yes.
for stopping. Some people think you have to do drilled and
Right,
slotted.
right.
And some people do the slotted that are straight. You gotta go curved.
I know
That's my
most
opinion.
of the Corvettes I've had, or the ones that I have now, have the curved,
Yeah.
slotted, not the
Yep.
drilled.
Yep. So you got to stop a car. Some people just think, I just want all the power and it's got decent brakes on it. Well,
Until you need to stop.
until you need to stop.
Yeah.
It's
I've heard that way too many times. People think about power, but never about stopping.
Yep. So
You know?
most of this build, as far as the go extra power and stop, was all kind of done at the same time.
The carbon fiber. Who is that?
Carbon fiber, AG Motorsports.
AG Motorsports.
Yep. I did this in pieces just for reasons of cost.
Yeah.
So I kind of pieced it all together and then eventually got pretty much all of it done.
Yeah.
And
It looks great.
Yep. GM offers this as a package. You can spec the car out with these pieces, but you talk to anybody and you look at any one of their cars, for some reason GM's quality for their carbon fiber pieces, at least in the engine bay,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the heat or something else, but
They turn yellow.
they turn yellow.
They do.
And I've had these on here a long time, and they are identical to day one.
Yeah.
You know, I clean this once a week. I clean this whole engine bay top to bottom. A lot of people ignore that, so I don't know if that's helping, but
I don't know, but AG Motorsports does have a great package.
they have great
with carbon fibers.
Yeah, you can get it
Any
all as one
products.
big package and
Yeah.
save a little bit. I pieced it together, and
Yeah.
the fitment is, for most of it, it's like 95%.
Nice.
These I had a little bit of trouble on. It's not an exact fit, like the
Yeah.
holes that are in here. You got to kind of drill them out. It's not a perfect where the holes are placed.
Right.
So I had to drill them out a little bit to kind of get it to wobble on right.
Boy, it's not the first time I've had to drill out a product though. You know, whenever we're installing.
It's carbon
I've
fiber
had-
though,
yeah.
man. It's like you got your drill press and you're like, ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's turned out looking really good. I've got
Yeah.
some Paragon pieces on here for all my oil caps and stuff like that. But
Paragon's got some great stuff too.
this is also really nice.
Oh yeah, the struts.
If you hadn't done those, I think they're only like a couple $100.
Yeah.
They've got
It
the.
allows this thing to go up further and do it
It
immediately.
goes up like an extra 8 inches. You don't
Yes.
have to. So it goes all the way up.
Yep.
All the way up. It's completely maxed out.
Yes.
And they're skinnier. I don't know if they're any lighter or
Nice
not,
red
but it's
carbon
carbon fiber.
fiber.
It pushes it all the way up. You don't have to lift it up
And then push it the rest of the
and
way.
push it back down. And it blends in with the lid that I got paint matched,
Yeah.
which is the same paint code as the brake calipers.
Yeah.
What is it? Forget the name of it.
Edge red.
Edge red.
Yep.
Yep. And another last thing, it was after the original build. We've got this Mickey Mouse oil catch can that we had put on here. They had some modifications they had to do to the mounting bracket to make it fit appropriately, but it fits perfect now. It's really easy. They're two quick release, and then you spin the can out and you dump it, put it right back in.
Nice.
Takes 30 seconds. Really easy, but that was kind of very important when you have a forced induction car. And then hidden on the inside, we've got the Haltech cold air intake in here as well.
Nice.
So that's much better than the blue
Attack blue.
Attack,
Yeah.
which was nice. Start out for $80, you throw it in there when you get it.
Yeah, it was a great product.
Yeah,
I
way
still actually
more
have that in mind right now, but I'm making a switch next week to Venturi.
Ventura, yep, you got
Yeah.
that coming in. Awesome.
Well, cool. Well,
Yeah.
I guess now we're going to do the driving portion.
Yeah, we'll go out and do a little rip on it.
Let's do it.
Okay, dude.
So we're out here with Brandon, White Hot Horsepower. You guys need to follow him on YouTube. But that right there, that beautiful piece of machinery back there is what is making that beautiful supercharger whine.
Yeah, we're gonna do a quick pull here on the freeway. We're headed to an event, so I got the trunk full of
Yeah,
cleaning stuff and supplies and stuff. But
exactly. I always like to show that. I know when I did the video with the 1500 horsepower thing, just looking at them, the turbos back there.
Yep. Yeah, so there's a bit of traffic today.
There's always a lot of traffic around here. I used to live in this area and it just stays packed.
Hopefully we can get a little clearing here.
Got a nice little Yaris. That was very nice. And it gives you the rush, but it's so smooth.
Yeah. So we were already kind of at a low freeway speed, so it wasn't anything jerky right off the bat, you know.
Right.
This blower, it's positive displacement, the torque's instant. But when you're at speed, you know, you don't really feel it that hard. At lower speeds, and you just punch it, it throws you back.
Yes, I noticed that the other day.
Yep.
So.
You'll notice the difference, though. You probably felt when you got on it. You were on it for a couple, 3 seconds from a roll, and you only got up to like maybe 80.
Yeah.
And that's where this car OEM starts to die off, right?
Yes.
It falls on its face a little bit.
100%.
This one, the power curve doesn't dive off. It just keeps climbing and keeps climbing. So you feel that in your butt dyno. It just keeps pulling and keeps pulling and keeps pulling until you let off the throttle. So
I got to say, I was very disappointed when I bought the C8 and I took it out and hit the freeway. I'm like, okay, what's going on? This is literally. I'm like, am I going?
The rest?
Yeah, I was like, where's that? You know.
Yeah, where's the rest at?
I know it's kind of weird that something is weird, you know, like a supercharged wine can relax you, but I really like it. It brings you away from daily life and gets you into the car life. I don't know if that makes any kind of sense.
No, it does. Sometimes you're going from A to B and you're running errands and you're doing your thing, and other times you want to go out for a drive and you want to sort of be entertained. You want that visceral, tactical, like, I want to feel the car. I want the steering to get tighter. I want to go around corners tight. I want to push the car a little bit, you
Absolutely.
know?
Absolutely.
And my confidence in this car is sky high right now, which could be dangerous. You know, just a couple months ago, I put out a video. I got back from the Spring Mountain Corvette driving school.
I love that place. That was awesome.
You know, it's a Z51 car. They're all the same, but just pushing that car to its limit in the couple days there.
Yes.
Like, there's, you know, I'm a good driver, but I'm not a professional level, you know, driver, and there's no way I can push an OEM car to its absolute limit.
Agreed.
Until I really get hundreds of hours of track time, and seat time, like those guys have.
Yes.
But I was pushing that car about 90%. You know, if I wreck the car, you know, it's like $8,000
I know,
by the insurance. So I held back a little bit, but my confidence is sky high in this car, and it could be a little dangerous because I've got, you know, an extra 220 wheel horsepower or whatever in this sucker right now. And stay tuned for chapter 2 of the progression in this car.
Yes, you have more things coming. I'm super excited.
More things coming. There's a little hint there. Hopefully in the next week or 2 or 3, I'll be dropping my car off with Rosh, and the next chapter begins.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to. I'll be honest with you, I can't believe how impressed I am with this. I really didn't know what to expect, but it exceeded my expectations, man. Absolutely exceeded it.
So if you notice, the blower noise dropped down a little bit right there. We're still at the same freeway speed. The AWE exhaust, same one you have, touring exhaust. There's no baffles in it, which I specifically said. They said, you know, for whatever amount, they would, you know, do the effort to put some baffles in it. And I said, no, I'm okay with the touring, but the mode selector does alter not the exhaust noise, but the blower. So the blower noise, make sure I don't miss whatever exit I need.
We're gonna take the next one, green
next one, of course.
Sorry, I was looking at other stuff.
Not from this area, so I can go into track mode, and it really starts to scream.
Yeah, which I think that is awesome.
Right there.
Yes.
And then we're off the throttle right now, and then you drop down into sport, and it tones down a little bit more, and then you go down into touring where you're just chilling, and it drops down even more. So
we're gonna make a left.
It's depending on what mode I'm in, you can kind of tell what kind of drive I'll be doing that day. You know, I want to hear it. I want to hear the exhaust. I want to hear the blower.
Yes.
And some days it's just fun to put it in manual and just go out ripping and listen to it. And it screams. I've only heard my car drive away from me a couple times when I've dropped it off at Chevy for a couple things.
So impressive.
But I've never heard it from the outside, like at wide open throttle. But I did bring my tripod today.
Yes.
So we might be able to set up a tripod somewhere and get like a flyby wide open throttle. And
I wish I would have thought to bring mine too. I did mean to bring it and totally forgot.
Yeah, so we'll be all right. I brought my gimbal, you got yours. We'll get some good footage, and people will be able to hear this car from the outside as well at full throttle. So that'll be fun.
The next day.